And happening tonight on the shoreline, Milford wants to hear from parents as it gets ready to reshape its school district's future. Matt McFarland is your reporter covering New Haven County. He's live in Milford, where a meeting is set for later this evening. Hey, Mike. Hey, Matt.
Roger, families tonight, they're going to have the chance to weigh in, ask questions, provide feedback. This is all about Milford's master plan when it comes to their long-range outlook for their facilities. Tonight's focus, though, the 8 elementary schools here in town. Here's one of them. There are 2 options on the table, both of them cutting that number down to 6.
So the board has a difficult task in front of them.
Milford superintendent says for the past 3 years, the district's been working on a long-range facilities plan. And when it comes to its 8 elementary schools and the roughly 2,200 students who go to class there, a consulting firm is proposing 2 options. Both recommend closing Penn Meadow Elementary and Meadowsides Elementary School based on size, land constraints, building conditions, and enrollment demand. Those 2 schools opened in 1955. As for consolidating, one option would renovate the 6 remaining elementary schools as new. The other would build 6 new schools on the current school land. Whichever way the Board of Education decides to go, the district stresses the master plan will take years to implement, also stating class sizes will not increase.
The oldest elementary school was built in 1950 and the youngest 1967. So we're talking about buildings that are like 76 years old. And at a certain point you have to ask yourself, is this a facility we want for our kids for today's learning?
Now, parents obviously have views. Also, what about the price tag? We'll have that part of the story coming tonight at 5:30. Your reporter live in Milford, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Matt.